Hello and welcome everyone. I hope you had a good day. And today we will be doing with part 3 of summarizing data, but this time we will be doing this in Power Query. I hoped so. If you liked my previous two videos about summarizing data, please remember to subscribe, like, and I hope you will learn something good today as well. So, by now you should all be familiar with this dataset. However, we need to summarize the data in Power Query. Why we would use Power Query instead of other options? Maybe because this is a repeated report that we will doing on a monthly, weekly, daily basis, and retyping the formulas multiple times in short amount of time is not effective. But with Power Query, what we can actually do is to make it dynamic. And by making this dynamic, we are making our life very, very easy. So, in my previous video, I already talked on importing data to Power Query. So I will not be doing this exact same way. However, this dataset comes from CSV file. So I want to make it dynamic. So first thing, I'm naming the path, full path, and file name. My file name is this. As for the path, it's this one. But I need to make a small change to it. I will go to the beginning equal sign, not parentheses, double quotes, yet another symbol for the path. I'm closing double quotes, I'm making the end sign, and then I'm selecting this cell. However, this is not everything, because now I need to name the cell, and to do so I need to select the cell, go here, and instead of H2, I need to type the name. So I will name it full path. And this I will name full file name. And when I go back here, and when I will mark the second same cell, instead of I2, I will get the name cell I put it. So this is to make it easier to understand what's going on. So now I've got everything almost ready. Let's open Power Query Editor, Alt F12. And yes, this is the manual import which I did, which I will be using mostly unchanged. So I will simply duplicate this. And as you can see, I already have an error because this file doesn't exist. So let's go here to the source. And as you can see here, the very small issue I'm having is that this path is hard-coded. However, I do not need this to be hard-coded. I need it to be dynamic. And for this, we prepared the info here with the path and file name. So what we can do is we will, since almost everything is ready here, I will create another step, remove this, and I will use Excel current workbook formula. And with this, we will receive every single object that exists in this Excel. And if we click on the white space near the table sign, we will see that the path is here. And if we go here, this is our file name, but we need the full path, as you can see here. So now we need to extract this very table and only this table, and then convert this table to a text string. So because of how this works, and because this specific formula is using internal ID values, we can reference directly the name of the table to display it. So we can open the curly brackets, the square brackets, and type name, which is the second column here. As you can see, it has name, and equal sign, and in parentheses, full path. This full path needs to be exact the same name as this one. When I press on the gray field, you can see it changed. It is displaying me fields of the record we have selected. And to be able to access the table, we need to, in square brackets, reference the record field here by like so. And as you can see here, it already did some incorrect. You can change this later in powerquery settings. I will not be doing this now. So I simply removed the automatically created steps, and now I have something like this. Because the table I selected did not have any column name, any column header, the column name got added automatically. This means this column name will be constant, always, and we need the text here. So we are going at the end of our formula, and in the square brackets, we will reference this column only. As you can see, I received the list of one item, and because the name I chose for this I2 cell only reference this one single cell, it will always be one row data. And now in curly brackets, I can reference that row. Power query is based 0, which means everything starts with 0. That's why I'm choosing 0 here. And now, as you can see, I got into the same text I wanted. So now this, I can copy the formula. I can go to the source step and I can replace everything in here with the formula. And if I click enter, as you can see, it worked and my data got imported. Now I do not need this step I created here. And now I've got everything I needed. So now, how to summarize data by multiple criteria? This is also very, very easy, because in the most basic solution, we can go here to group by options, that's under Home tab, and window like this will pop up. We can go to advanced, and now we can do our single column grouping, and if we click on the add grouping, we can do multiple column grouping. So let's group our data by first name and by country. We can change the new column name here to summarize. We want to sum our data, and we need to use the amount column. And if we need to, we can use additional aggregations as well. This will add another column with another operation. And let's say that we want to see how many rows of data we have by this grouping. So let's name this counted rows, and let's click OK. And as you can see, we now have the exact same table as we had before, and now we need to load it to our data here. I'm selecting table. You can also use keyboard when you see this table. You see underscore here. So if you want to use keyboard, you need to press T for table, P for pivot table, C for pivot chart, and O for only create connection. And I need this to be a table. And we need to use existing worksheet, so I will press E. I will select a cell here, and now I'm loading my data. And now let's format this. Control space, Alt HK to format the data. And we received basically the same result. Now, in powerquery, we can do many things. So let's say let's do it on another sheet. So here, let's do the same thing that we did before. So I will concatenate the first name and country. Copy paste. And let's say we don't have this column, and let's say we don't have this column. So first, to do Summarization here, and let's say we need to do it only by name, we need to convert this into a table by pressing Ctrl T and then enter. And if we follow the letters on the screen, left Alt, JT, then A. Let's name this table simply table data. And let's open Power Query Editor by Alt F12. Yeah, we can do it differently. We can click anywhere on the table and go to Data. And here we can select From Table Range. And as you can see, we imported table data. So what we can do now is right-click on this column. Here we have Split Column. And let's split it by delimiter. And yes, custom, but we need to double underscore score. We need each occurrence. However, in this case, we can use only leftmost or rightmost because there is only one. And now we can press OK. And we successfully splitted name and country. Let's rename those columns. And now let's group our data by name only. Again, group by. We need just the name. We are selecting column name, operation type as sum, and column to sum up data will be our amount. If we press OK, we received the table with the data. Close and load. Again, table, existing worksheet. Let's say this cell here. Control space to select the column within a table. Alt HK to format the column. And we successfully summarized data by name only with splitting the text using Power Query. And in both solutions, now let's say this file name got changed or somehow added something like 1, for instance. And we need to load. So if we go to our Power Query first solution, right-click on the table, go to refresh, we are receiving the data that, the error that Excel couldn't find the file. So we go here and we can either rename the file here or we can rename the file in Excel. If we add 1 here, refresh, As you've seen, it was loading for a second, and then it loaded the data without the error. So now, if you receive the file, you can simply name it as you wish. Remember to change the name here. Right click, refresh, and all the summarizing will be done in almost an instant. And because of this, Power Query is extremely powerful, because everything we did up till now, we mostly used formulas, and formulas needs retyping, copying data, and so on. But this solution only requires to type the code once, to create everything once, and then we can simply refresh our data to our heart's desire. Okay, so I hope you learned something. I hope you liked this video. And if you need any help with any data in the future, please contact me in the comment section or via email. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck, and I hope to see you in part 4. Also, please remember to like and subscribe, because this is helping me with the future content. And in the last part 4, we will be doing data in Power Pivot to show the possibilities. So thank you and goodbye.